Hello, Mingalaba Dhamma class. My name is Sean Reddy and my Buddhist name is Janapali, which means power of concentration. Today, I will be your presenter for part one of this Dhamma class. Before we begin, I have been asked by the monk to let the Dhamma class know. My old name, Tizancho, didn't align with my birth dates and now has been legally changed. My name is Sean Reddy Law, so please refer to me as such. Thank you. Today's Dhamma class is on Sunday, July 5th, 2026. We meet every Sunday at 4 o'clock p.m. Arizona Pacific Time. Anyone interested in Buddhist teachings is welcome to join us on Zoom. Use the ID 413-460-4622 and the password Buddha20, all lowercase. Remember, the Zoom ID and password will stay the same every week. First, three individuals will chant the Buddha Gamanagata, Diwa Dapadigata, and Suriya Gata. These chants will then be followed by Part 1A, offerings taking the Tisarana and precepts, the Metta chant in meditation, Part 1B, Adhitthana, determination, mindfulness on death, wishing, and sharing. Part 2, Mahajaya Mangala chanting, answer the questions Parts 1 and 2, basic Buddhism, and choose the correct one out of the given answers. Today's substitute will be Hina'al, so Hina'al, please have your prayer books and the correct pages ready and close by. Now, Amara, could you please remind everyone about our rules and regulations?
Before we begin, here's some important rules and regulations. 1. If you're reading a substitution or participating in Part 1A, please try to join the Zoom meeting at least 5 minutes early. 2. Please do not eat or drink during the prayer time, as it is very disrespectful. If you're hungry, make sure to eat before joining the meeting next time. 3. Sit up straight and center yourself in front of your camera. Keep your camera on at all times, or you may be removed from the meeting. If you're not a part of the Dhamma class, you're free to turn off your camera. 4. Please don't fidget or play around as it can disturb others who are praying. The prayer session is only 15 minutes, so please be mindful and respectful. 5. For those chanting, please chant clearly and slowly so that others can follow along. 6. We will greatly appreciate if everyone follows the if 6. We will greatly appreciate if everyone stays respectfully until the end of the Dhamma class.
Now, please put your hands together. We'll begin with Buddha Gamanagata. We believe you'll do great.
Buddha Gamanagata Angira Sasahunaya Tatahi Siddharam Sio Wajirawa Wirojati Jinome Tatu Sisake Nilayo Niladanama Pito Dadacha Lahita Nama Damacha Manjita Nika Mimsu Papasara Sadhu Sadhu Sadhu. Oh, what's mine?
Julia, it is your turn.
Next.
Hina'al, could you please substitute for Suriya Gata or Diwa Dapadigata?
Diwa Tapati Gata Diwa Tapati Adicho Rati Mabati Chandima Sanado Katiyo Tapati Jayi Tapati Brahmano Ata Saba Mahoratim Buddho Tapati Tejasa Tadisam Tejasampanam Buddham Vandami Sadaram Etena Sachawajena Soti me hotu sabada Soti te hotu sabada.
Amara, it is your turn now. Hima'al, could you please substitute for Amara on Suryagata? Chloe, please take your turn now. I think they muted everyone.
Chloe. Oh. Ding ding. Manyabala.
Okay, Suryagata. Namo de Buddha Viratu. Vipamudo si sabadi. Sambada patipanosmi. Dasame saranam bhava. Tathagatam arahantam. Suryo saranam gato. Rahu suryam pamunjasu. Buddha loka nukampaka. Yo andakare tamasi babam karo. Wero jano mandali ugadejo. Marahu gili jara mandalike. Bajam mamam rahu pamunja suryam. Edena saja wajena. Soti me hodu sabada. Soti de hodu sabada. Chloe, could you please take your turn now?
Upam tavo. Replace lole.
ဆရာတော်တရားနဲ့အန်မြူလို့လို့မရပါလေအမာရနဲ့မရခလိုီနဲ့မရပါ
Kana sarapa titena tibena tamadam sina tiloka tipam sambudam pujaya mitamonutam wanaganda guno petam etam kusuma santatim pujaya mi munentasa siripada sarorohe.
Adivasattuno bhate panina pavikapitam anugambam upadaya patiganatu dhamma Adivasattuno bhate bhojana pavikapitam anugambam upadaya patiganatu dhamma
Ogata, 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 Gaya Gan, Wesi Gan, Mano Gan, Taba Dota, Katinta, Abirugo, Galba Zijin, Ajunga, Betama, Dudia, Tatia, Najane, Donjay Miao Ao, Pia Yadana, Tanga Yadana, Yaramyatombarugo, Ayote, Alemia, Lesomoyue, Shiko Buzo, Puma Mensha, Gadava Yishimpia, Gadayata, Ajo Ajang, Abeleba, Gatomba, Yapishiba, Yantumyongaba, Vipate Tia Leba, Piatana Tia Ngaba Doma, Akakanting, ကဲလိုနေရွယ်တည်းပြေရွယ်မတ်တရားဖို့တရားနိဗ္ဗာန်တရားတော်မြတ်ကိုရပါလို့ဤအရှင်ဖျားတာဝန်ဆောင်
Aham bande tisaranena saha dasa samanera pabajasilam tamam yachami anugaham katoa silandeta me bande tutiyambi aham bande tisaranena saha dasa samanera pabajasilam tamam yachami anugaham katoa Silandeta me bande tatiyambi ahambande tisane nasaha dasa samanera pabaja silam tamam yajami anugaham gatawa silandeta me bande amabande namo tassa bhagavato arahato sama sambuddhassa Namo tassa bhagavato arahato sama sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato sama sambuddhassa. Buddhaṃ saranam gacchāmi, Dhammam saranam gacchāmi, Sangham saranam gacchāmi. Tutiyampi Buddhaṃ saranam gacchāmi, Tutiyampi Dhammam saranam gacchāmi. Tutiyampi Sangham saranam gacchāmi. Tatiyampi Buddhaṃ saranam gacchāmi. Tatiyampi Dhammam saranam gacchāmi. Tatiyampi Sangham saranam gacchāmi. Amambande.
Panatipata Veramani Sikkhavadam Samadhiyami Adenadana Veramani Sikkhavadam Samadhiyami Abrahmacharya Veramani Sikkhavadam Samadhiyami Musawada Veramani Sikkhavadam Samadhiyami Sura Meraya Majapamadhatana Veramani Sikkhavadam Samadhiyami Vikala Bhojana Veramani Sikkhavadam Samadhiyami Nacha Gita Wadita Visuka Dasana Veramani Sikkhavadam Samadhiyami Malaganda Vilipana Dharana Mandana Vibhusanatana Veramani Sikkhavadam Samadhiyami Ujjasayana Mahasayana Veramani Sikkhavadam Samadhiyami Jata Rupa Rajata Patigahana Veramani Sikkhavadam Samadhiyami Amabande. Bow one time.
Swakata Bhagavata Dhamma Sandihiko Akaliko Ehipasiko Apaneiko Pajatam Veditavo Vinyuhe.
Nawa Buddha Guna 9 virtues of the rule. Itipi so Bhagava Araha Vi Sama Sambuddho Vichachana Sampano Sugato Lokavidu Anuttaro Puri Sadama Sarati Sata Deva Manusana Buddho Bhagava
Dewa Kunaye, please take your turn.
Nawa Sangha Guna Supatipanno Bhagavato Sawaka Sangha Ujjipatipanno Bhagavato Sawaka Sangha Nyayapatipanno Bhagavato Sawaka Sangha Samicipatipanno Bhagavato Sawaka Sangha Yadidam Chattari Purisa Yugani Atta Purisa Pugala Esa Bhagavato Sawaka Sangha Ahuneya Pahuneya Dakineya Anjalikaraniya Anuttaram Punyakitam Lokasa. Bow one time.
Ahamaverohumi, Abhyapajohumi, Anigohumi, Sukiyatana, Pariharami, Mama Mata Pitu, Acharya Natimitaja, Sabrahmacharya, Charinoja, Avirahotu, Abhyapajahotu, Anigahotu, Sukiyatana Pariharantu, Amakam Araka Devata, Imasami Awase, Imasami Arame, Araka Devata, Avirahotu, Abhyapajahotu, Anigahotu, Sukiyatana Pariharantu.
Sabe Sata, Sabe Bana, Sabe Buddha, Sabe Bogla, Sabe Atabawa Pariya Bana, Saba Itio, Sabe Burisa, Sabe Arya, Sabe Anariya, Sabe Dewa, Sabe Manusa, Sabe Winipatika, Awera Hontu, Abya Baja Hontu, Anika Hontu, Sukyatana Pariharantu, Dukkha Mujantu, Yadalata Sampatito, Mawika Jantu, Kamasaka.
Surati Mayati Saya, Dakinayati Saya, Pachimayati Saya, Uttarayati Saya, Pratimaya Anutisaya, Dakinaya Anutisaya, Pachimaya Anutisaya, Uttaraya Anutisaya, Atimaya Tisaya, Uparimaya Tisaya.
Sabe Sata, Sabe Bana, Sabe Buddha, Sabe Bugala, Sabe Atapawa, Pariyapana, Saba Itio, Sabe Burisa, Sabe Aria, Sabe Anaria, Sabe Deva, Sabe Manusa, Sabe Winipatika, Awera Hondu, Abya Pacha Hondu, Aniga Hondu, Sukyatana Pariharandu, Dukkha Mujantu, Yata Lata Sampadito, Mawika Chantu, Kamasaka.
Udam Yawa, Pawagaja, Adoyawa, Awijita, Saman Samanta Chakawalesu Ye Sata Patavichara Abhyapaja Niweraja Nidukaja Nupadawa Udamyawa Pawagaja Adoyawa Awichito Samanta Chaka Walesu Yesata Udake Jara Abhyabaja Niweraja Nidukaja Nupadawa Udamyawa Pawagaja Adoyawa Awijito Samanta Chaka Walesu Yesata Akase Jara Abhyabaja Niweraja Nidukaja Nupadawa Sadhu 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 Bow time.
Now we will learn how to meditate by Gama Bali, Methun, Amara, Suizin, and Shanradi.
What is meditation? Meditation is a way to keep the mind cool and calm by concentrating on one object. There are many ways to meditate. In our Dhamma class, primarily we study Anapanasati and body scanning meditation. In Anapanasati, a natural focus is your own breath, which is always with you. If you simply keep feeling the breath as it comes in and as it goes out, the mind gets quieter and more peaceful. And body scanning meditation, you scan your whole body from head to toe, from the front and the back. The only trouble is something will always take your attention away, maybe a noise or a pain in the knee, but often your own mind is the problem. It is so full of useless stuff, like a monkey jumping here and there. It is so hard to control. To become the master of your mind, you need some lessons, enough time, and a good place to learn how to practice. With enough practice, meditation helps to replace bad thoughts and feelings with happy ones.
Why do we meditate? By learning how to control the mind, we start to get rid of negative habits and develop good mental qualities instead. If your mind is cool, you make good decisions, you don't get confused, you make less mistakes, you don't get angry or feel afraid, and you become more confident. If your mind is calm, you become peaceful and happy, you're less worried and frustrated, you don't get stressed about work or exams, you develop compassion and kindness, and you have more harmonious relationships. If your mind is concentrated, you get less distracted by useless things, you find it easier to focus and learn, you perform better in sports and games, you make better music and art, and you'll be more trustworthy. What is the difference between samatha and vipassana? Samatha meditation and vipassana meditation are two different types of meditation. Samatha aims at achieving deep concentration, while vipassana aims at understanding both the body and the mind. In samatha meditation, the focus is solely on one object to attain deep concentration, such as by fixing the mind on a single point. In contrast, vipassana meditation involves observing various mental and physical processes as they occur. During samatha meditation, when the mind wanders, we bring it back to the chosen object. However, in vipassana meditation, when the mind wanders, we observe it without trying to control it. Only when the distraction fades do we return our focus to the primary object. These differences in focus and approach distinguish the two types of meditation.
Guided muscle relaxation meditation. We are going to practice guided muscle relaxation meditation. Before we begin, please straighten your body, center yourself in the middle of your camera. Put your hands together with the right on top of the left, with your thumbs connected, and place them in your lap. Then close your eyes. Step 1. When I say a group of muscles, focus on the group of muscles you hear and feel the tenseness in them. Step 2. Mentally relax those group of muscles. Step 3. Feel those muscles completely relaxed. Let's start. Your scalp muscles, all the muscles on your head are relaxed. Your forehead and eyebrows are relaxed. Your eyes, ears, nose, lips, and chin are relaxed. Your neck and shoulders are relaxed. Your arms, forearms, wrists, hands, and fingers are relaxed. Your chest and upper back are relaxed. Your abdomen and lower back are relaxed. Your hips and thighs are relaxed. Your knees and legs are relaxed. Your ankles, feet, and toes are relaxed. Now your whole body from head to toe fully relaxed.
We are going to advance to Anapanasati meditation. You are going to focus on your breath. When you breathe in, a puff of air touches the tip of your nose. Make yourself aware of the touch. When you breathe out, a slightly warmer puff of air touches the tip of your nose. Make yourself aware of the touch. We are going to practice counting technique with each cycle of in-breath and out-breath. You will count from 1 to 8, and do not let your mind wander. If your mind wanders out, start counting from number 1 again. We are first going to practice together. Breathe in, aware of the touch. Breathe out, aware of the touch. 1. Breathe in, aware of the touch. Breathe out, aware of the touch. 2. Breathe in, aware of the touch. Breathe out, aware of the touch. 3. Breathe in, aware of the touch. Breathe out, aware of the touch. 4. Breathe in, aware of the touch. Breathe out, aware of the touch. 5. Breathe in, aware of the touch. Breathe out, aware of the touch. 6. Breathe in, aware of the touch. Breathe out, aware of the touch. 7. Breathe in, aware of the touch. Breathe out, aware of the touch. 8. Now go back to 1 and start counting on your own. We are now done meditating.
Dukkha pada jani dukkha, baya pada jani baya, sukha pada jani sukha, hontu sobe bipanino.
Nahi rere na rarani, samantita gurajana, are na ja samanti, esa demo sanandano.
Nyambonta, it is your turn.
Absent.
Hina, could you please substitute for Nyambonta on Saba Ba Basa?
Sabapa basa akaranam kusalasa upasampada sachita pariyodapanam itam buddhana sasanam.
Maname tuam. Iwitame ayuam. Iname ponyam. Nipanasa. Pachiyo. Imam ponyakam. Sabasatanam. Pajima. Sadhu. 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 Poetry.
Hello, Mingalaba Dhamma class. My name is Shanradi and my Buddhist name is Janapali, which means power of concentration. Today I will be your presenter for part 2 of the Dhamma class. We're now starting part 2 of the Dhamma class. Before we begin, I want to remind you how important this class is. From today's Dhamma class, we will learn valuable teachings and ideas, so please be respectful and mindful. Also, please remember, no eating during this part of the class. Drinking water is allowed during this part of the class. Make sure to sit up straight and center yourself in front of your camera. Now we'll move on to program 1, the chant of Mahajaya Mangala Gata. Here are the chanters: Lin Lin, Ma Thing, Alexander, Sumyape, Swizin, Tiffany, Shanradi, Marinda, Mian No and Wei Chloe, and Victoria.
Mahajaya Mangala Gata Bahum Sahasa Mapinimita Sayutantam Girimekalam Utitakoram Sasenamaram Danatitama Vidina Jitawa Munendo Tam Tejasa Bhavatu Te Jaya Mangalani.
Maratireka Mapiyujita Sabarati Hora Panalawaka Makama Tadayaka Nanti Sudanta Widina Titawa Munindo Namde Jasa Mawantute Jaya Mangalani.
Nalagirim Gajawaram Ati Mada Bhutam Dawagi Chaka Masaniwa Sudarunantam Metambu Sekawidina Jitawa Munindo Tam Te Shasa Vatu Te Jayamangalani.
Ukita Gaga Mabihata Sutta Runandam Dawam Diojana
Padam Guli Malawandam Idibi Sankata Mano Jitawa Munindo Dam Tejasa Pawatude Jaya Mangalani Patwana Gata Mudaram Iwa Gabiniya Chinchaya Duta Wajanam Chanakaya Maje Santena Soma Vidinam Jitawa Munendo Tam Tejasa Bhavatute Jaya Mangalani Sajam Vihaya Ati Sajaka Wada Ketum Wada Biropita Manam Ati Anda Bhutam Panya Padipa Jalito Jitawa Munendo Tam Tejasa Bhavatute Jaya Mangalani
Nando Bananda Bujagam Wiwidam Mahidim Bhutena Tera Bujagena Dhamma Bayando Idu Padesa Widina Jitawa Munindo Tam Te Jasa Bhavatu Te Jaya Mangalani Inao, could you please substitute for Marinda for verse 8 of Mahajaya Mangala Gata?
Dugaha Diti Pujagena Sarata Hatam Brahmam Visuddhi Juti Miti Bhakabidanam Jnana Gadena Vidina Jitawa Munindo Tam Tejasa Bhavatute Jaya Mangalani
Ita Vibhuta Jaya Mangala Ata Gata Yawa Chako Dina Dine Sarade Matanti Hidwanani Kawiwitani Chupadawani Morkan Sukan Adikameya Narosa Benyo Sadhu 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 Valentine Dewa Tapati Adijo Rati Mabati Chandima Sanato Katiyo Tapati Jai Tapati Brahmano Ata Sapa Mahoratim Buddho Tapati Tejasa Dati Sante Sampanam Buddham Vandami Sataram Etena Sachawajena Soti me hotu sabada Soti te hotu sabada Valentine
Sambute kata, sambute atavi sancha, dvada sancha sahasake, pancha sata sahasani, namami sirasamaham, apaka valuka ganga, Ananta Nibuddha Jina Desantamancha Sankancha Namakara Nubhavena Hitva Sabe Ubadave Aneka Antarayapi Vinusantu Ase Sato Satu 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 Bowington.
Now we'll move on to Program 2, Answer the Questions from Buddhism for Kids by Suizin and Sumya Pe.
Hello to my class, my name is Suizin and my Buddhist name is Wansap Bali, which means keeper of relatives. Joining me today is my dear Dhamma friend Sumyat Pe. So Sumyat Pe, can you please introduce yourself?
Hello everyone, my name is Sumya Pe. My Buddhist name is Chita Bali, which means regarder of mine. So Susan, you go first.
Dewa, who was Venerable Sariputta?
One of the Buddha's chief disciples, known for wisdom.
That is correct. William, what does Sariputta mean?
Son of Sari, named after his mother.
That is correct. Idi Bala, why called him General of the Dhamma?
He clearly explained the Dhamma and guided others.
That is correct. Emerald, was Sariputta humble?
He was always humble and respectful.
That is correct. Wei Yan, who was Venerable Mahamoggallana?
Was the one the Buddha to disciple, known for his power.
That is correct. Noel, what was Moggallana's real name?
His real name was Golita, named after his village.
That is correct. And Banya Bala, who was Moggallana's best friend?
His best friend was Venerable Sariputta.
That is correct. So Sumya Pe, please ask your questions.
My first question is to Tenzin. What special power was Moggallana known for?
He was known for his great psychic powers, like visiting heaven and hell.
That is correct, thank you. My next question is to Matin. Who was Venerable Sariputta?
One of the Buddha chief disciples known for wisdom.
That is correct, thank you. My next question is to Santi Bala. What does Sariputta mean?
Next.
So the answer is son of Sari, named after his mother. My next question is to Miano. Why called him General of the Dhamma?
He frequently explained the Dhamma and guided others.
That is correct, thank you. My next question is to Lin. Was Sariputta humble?
Yes, he accepted correction even from a novice.
That is correct, thank you. My next question is to Hazel. Who was Venerable Mahamoggallana?
He was one of the Buddha's two chief disciples, known for his psychic powers.
That is correct, thank you. My last question is to Kanda Bala. What was Moggallana's real name?
His real name was Kotila, named after his village.
That is correct, thank you. That is all for today. Thank you everyone for joining.
Now we'll move on to Program 3, Presentations on Buddhism. First by Suizin, Linlane, Alang Te, and Tenzin. Then by Sumya Pe, Alexander, Noel, and Tiffany. And lastly by Janda Bala, Edie Bala, Santi Bala, and Banya Bala.
Hello Dhamma class, my name is Suizin and my Buddhist name is Wansap Bali, which means keeper of relatives. Joining me today is my dear sister Linlin, my dear Dhamma friend Alin Te, and my dear brother Tenzin. So Linlin, can you please introduce yourself?
Hello, Dhamma class. My name is Linlin, and my Buddhist name is Monopali, which means keeper of minds. So, Alante, can you please introduce yourself?
Hi, my name is Alante, and my Buddha's name is Riabala, which means brave keeper, and then introduce yourself.
Hello, Dhamma class. My name is Dan, and my Buddhist name is Satipala, which means the power of courage. So, Susan, what are we going to be talking about today?
We will be talking about Samanera in Theravada Buddhism. Everyone, please listen carefully because in the end we'll be asking questions. In Theravada Buddhism, a Samanera is a young boy who has chosen to live a simple and spiritual life as a Buddhist monk. The word Samanera means novice or trainee in Bali.
A Samanera follows the teachings of the Buddha and takes part in various monastic activities. They wear special robes, usually in shades of orange or brown, which are the traditional colors for Buddhist monks. Samaneras also shave their heads as a symbol of renunciation and letting go of worldly attachments.
While they are still young, Samaneras study Buddhist scriptures, learn meditation techniques, and participate in daily rituals and ceremonies. They live in monasteries or temples where they receive guidance and support from senior monks.
They follow 10 precepts, 10 rules of good conduct, 10 types of discipline, 75 training rules for daily behavior, and 14 duties from the Khandaka section of the Vinaya.
Being a Samanera is seen as a way to cultivate spiritual qualities such as mindfulness, compassion, and wisdom. It is a time of learning and preparation for potentially becoming a fully ordained monk when they reach the age of 20.
By choosing to be a Samanera, young boys show their commitment to the Buddhist path and their desire to lead a life focused on spiritual development and helping others. So now we'll be asking questions. So Susan, can you please ask your question?
My question is to Lasandar, and it is, what is a Samanera?
Can you say that again?
What is a Samanera?
A Samanera is a young boy who becomes a novice Buddhist monk.
That is correct. Lillian, can you please ask your question?
My question is to Hazel, and it is, what does a Samanera wear?
He wears simple orange or brown robes and shaves his head.
That is correct. So Alante, can you please ask your question?
My question is to Threesen. What does a Samanera do?
He studies Buddha's teachings, meditates, and joins temple life.
That is correct, and that's ask your first question.
My question to Kishing is, where does a Samanera live?
In a monastery or temple with other monks.
That is correct. So Susan, ask your next question.
My question is to Xingling, and it is, why do boys become Samaneras?
To learn the Buddhist path and grow in wisdom and kindness.
That's correct. Lillian, can you please ask your question?
My last question is to Shinki, and it is, at what age can a Samanera become fully ordained?
Samanera can become fully ordained at the age of 20.
That is correct. That is all, and thank you for listening.
It is now Sumyape, Alexander, Noel, and Tiffany's turn.
Hello everyone, my name is Sumyape. My Buddha's name is Sita Bali, which means regarder of mind. Today I'll be joined by my dear Dhamma friends Alexander, Noel, and Tiffany. So Alexander, can you please introduce yourself?
Hello, Dhamma class. My name is Alexander, and my Buddhist name is Ujjabal, which means power of honesty. So Noel, please introduce yourself.
Hello, everyone. My name is Noel, and my Buddhist name is Manapala, which means power of personality. So, Tiffany, could you please introduce yourself?
Hello, Dhamma class. My name is Tiffany, and my Buddhist name is Santa Bali, which means peacekeeper. So, Sumyape, what will we be talking about today?
Today we'll be talking about bhikkhus in Theravada Buddhism, but before we begin, we'll be asking questions in the end, so please listen carefully. In Theravada Buddhism, a bhikkhu refers to a fully ordained monk who has renounced worldly life and committed themselves to the monastic discipline and spiritual practice of Buddhism. The term bhikkhu is derived from the Pali language, which is the canonical language of Theravada Buddhism.
The path of a bhikkhu is guided by the Vinaya Pitaka, which is the code of conduct and rules for monastic discipline. These rules cover various aspects of the monastic life, including proper behavior, ethical conduct, celibacy, communal living, and guidelines for personal conduct.
Bhikkhus live a simple and austere lifestyle, detached from worldly pursuits and possessions. They rely on alms for their basic material needs, such as food and shelter. By depending on the generosity of lay people, bhikkhus cultivate humility, gratitude, and the virtue of non-attachment.
The primary goal of a bhikkhu is to attain liberation from the cycle of birth, death, and rebirth, samsara, through the practice of meditation and the realization of the Four Noble Truths. They dedicate their lives to studying and practicing the teachings of the Buddha, striving for the ultimate goal of enlightenment, nibbana, and cessation of suffering.
Bhikkhus play an important role in the Theravada Buddhist tradition as teachers, spiritual guides, and preservers of the Buddha's teachings. They are often involved in leading meditation retreats, conducting religious ceremonies, and providing guidance and support to lay Buddhists seeking spiritual development. We'll now be asking questions, so Alexander, please ask the first question.
My first question is a Hazel, and it is, what is a bhikkhu?
A bhikkhu is a Buddhist monk who follows the Buddha's teachings and lives a simple, holy life.
That is correct. So Noel, please ask the next question.
My question to Victoria is, what do bhikkhus do every day?
They meditate, study the Dhamma, follow rules, and help teach others about the Buddhism.
Yes, that's correct. Tiffany, what is your question?
My question is to Mietno, and what rules do bhikkhus follow?
Many rules from the Vinaya.
Yes, that's correct. Simyepe, what's your question?
My question is to Hima. How do bhikkhus get their food? So the answer is they go on alms rounds and receive food given by kind people. So Alexander, please ask the last question.
My last question is to Hank, and it is, what is the goal of a bhikkhu? Well, the correct answer is their goal is to reach enlightenment and end all suffering. Thank you for listening.
It is now Janda Bala, Idi Bala, Santi Bala, and Panya Bala's turn.
Hello, Mingalaba. My name is Sintewe, and my Buddhist name is Chandabala, which means power of love. I am currently a novice monk at the Apache Junction Temple in Arizona. Today, I am here with my Dhamma friends. Itabala, please introduce yourself.
Hello, Mingalaba. My name is Ong Binyanai, but my Buddhist name is Idipala. My name means power of spirituality, and I am currently a novice monk staying at the Apache Junction Temple. Santipala, can you please introduce yourself?
Hi, my name is Tinu. My Buddhist name is Santipala. I am a novice monk at the Apache Junction Temple. My Buddhist name means power of peace. Panyapala, can you please introduce yourself?
Hi, my name is Winlabia Al. My Buddhist name is my Buddhist name is Banyavala, which means the power of wisdom. I'm currently a temporary fully Odin monk here in Apache Junction in Arizona. And Chandabala, would you please get started with what we're going to share with the class today?
Today, we will be sharing the story of the Buddha. Please listen carefully. We will be asking questions at the very end. The Buddha was a kind and wise man who lived long, long ago. His real name was Siddhartha Gautama, but we usually call him the Buddha, which which means enlightened one. He was born in a place called Lubani, which is now in modern-day Nepal, in 623 BC.
The Buddha's parents were King Surodhana and Queen Mahamaya. They were very happy when Siddhartha was born because they knew he was special. When he was a young man, he got married to a kind and beautiful princess named Yasodhara. They were happy together and had a sweet baby boy named Rahula.
One day, Siddhartha saw four signs: an old man, a sick person, a dead body, and a wandering holy man. saw called sorry, called a recluse. These sights made him wonder. I'm so sorry. These sights made him wonder. These sights made him wonder why there was so much suffering in the world, and how people could find peace and happiness. At the age of 29, he left his luxurious palace and a comfortable life to search for answers.
He traveled far and wide, learning from wise teachers and seeking the truth. Finally, one day, while meditating deeply under the Bodhi tree, he gained profound wisdom and insight. He became enlightened at the age of 35, which means he understood the cause and suffering and how to achieve true happiness.
After that, he became known as the Buddha and spent the rest of his life sharing the wisdom he had gained. He taught about love, kindness, and the importance of finding inner peace. The Buddha passed away at the age of 80 years old in the city called Kusinara in India. His teachings, known as Buddhism, spread far and wide across the world.
Today, many people still practice Buddhism and try to live their lives with kindness and compassion, just like the Buddha did. So the Buddha was a very special person who wanted to make the world a better place by helping others find peace and happiness.
All right, we're going to be continuing on into the questions. Julia, I have a question for you. Who was the Buddha?
Absent. Next.
Oh, the Buddha was a wise and kind man who lived long, long ago. His real name was Siddhartha Gautama. People called him the Buddha, which means enlightened one. I have another question for Emerald. When and where was the Buddha born?
The Buddha was born in Lumbini, which is now modern Nepal, around 623 BC.
Correct.
I have a question for Chloe. Who were the Buddha's parents?
His father was King Suddhodana and his mother was Queen Mahamaya. They loved him very much and knew he was a special child.
Thank you for your answer. I have another question for Noel. Did the Buddha have a family?
Yes, when Siddhartha grew up, he married a kind princess named Yasodhara. They had a son named Rahula.
That is correct. Thank you.
I have a Terry-san, I have a question for you. Why did the Buddha leave the palace?
One day, Siddhartha saw four things: an old man, a sick person, a dead person, and a peaceful holy man called a recluse. These sights made him think deeply about suffering and how people could find true peace and happiness.
That's correct. Good job. Tiffany, I also have a question for you too. How old was Siddhartha when he left home?
He was 29 years old when he left his palace and comfortable life to search for the truth.
That's correct. Thank you.
Okay. I have a question for Nathan. What did Siddhartha do after leaving the palace?
He traveled to many places. He learned from wise teachers and practiced meditation to understand life and suffering.
Correct. That is the answer I was looking for. Lisa and Nat, I also have a question for you. How did Siddhartha become the Buddha?
Yes, and
The
next.
correct answer was while meditating under the Bodhi tree, Siddhartha gained great wisdom and understanding. He became enlightened at the age of 35 and then was called the Buddha.
I have another question for Maten. What did the Buddha teach?
The Buddha taught people to be kind, loving, peaceful, and compassionate. He also taught how to overcome suffering and find true happiness.
That's correct. Thank you. I have another question for Wei Ye. How old was the Buddha when he passed away? Oh wait, excuse me. What happened after the Buddha became enlightened?
The Buddha spent the rest of his life teaching others and helping people live peaceful and happy lives.
Thank you. That was correct.
I have a question for Sui Zin. How old was the Buddha when he passed away?
80.
Hello? Oh. Okay, the correct answer was the Buddha passed away at the age of 80 in a place called Kusinara in India. My next question is for Desin. What is Buddhism?
Next.
Oh, the correct answer was Buddhism is the teaching of the Buddha. Today, many people around the world follow his teachings and try to live with kindness and compassion. My last and final question is for Dewa. Why is the Buddha important?
The Buddha is important because he showed people how to live peacefully, help others, and find happiness through wisdom and kindness.
Thank you for your answer. That is correct. That'll be it for our presentation for today. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
My name is Hank. My Buddhist name is Bala, which means the power of knowledge. Today, I'll be joined by my twin sister, so can you please introduce yourself?
Hi, my name is Hima. My Buddhist name is Himapali, which means peacekeeper.
Today, we'll be asking questions to individuals Thang Thang, Shin Lang, Yambunte, Shinki, Sandy, Henry, Metau, Kamapali, Victoria, Alente, Benji, Snowy, and Theory-san. To start off, Thang Thang, what is Pancha Sila?
Sila is a five precept of Buddhism that guide us to live kindly, honestly, and respectfully.
That is correct. Shin Lang, what does do not harm living beings mean?
Means being kind to all creatures and controlling our anger so we not hurt others.
And that is correct. Nyambunte, why should we avoid taking what is not given? Well, the correct answer is because it teaches us to be honest and not take things that don't belong to us. Shinki, what does avoid alcohol and drugs teach us?
It helps us stay mindful and in control of ourselves, making good decisions.
And that is correct. Sandy, what is kama?
Dhamma means actions done with intention. It teaches that every action has a result.
And that's correct. Henry, what are the three types of actions in kama?
The three types of actions are thoughts, what we think, speech, what we say, and body, what we do.
And that is correct. Metau, can kama change our future?
Can you come back to me?
Sure, yeah.
Kamapali, what happens when we do good or bad actions?
Next.
Well, Victoria, what is Pancha Sila?
Panchasila is the five precepts in Buddhism that guides us to live kindly, honestly, and respectfully.
That is correct. Arlington, what does do not harm living beings mean?
It means being kind to all creatures and controlling our anger so we don't hurt others.
That is correct. Shinki, why should we avoid taking what is not given?
It teaches us to be honest and not take things that don't belong to us.
That is correct. Benji, what does avoid alcohol and drugs teach us?
Absent.
Well, the correct answer is it helps us stay mindful and in control of ourselves, making good decisions. Snowy, what is Gamma?
Dhamma means actions done with intention. It teaches that every action has a result.
That is correct. Theory-san, what are the 3 types of actions in Gamma?
The 3 types of actions are thoughts, what we think, speech, what we say, and body, what we do.
That is correct.
And meta'u, can kama change our future?
Yes, even though the past affects us, we can still change our future by choosing good actions.
And that's correct. Thank you for listening.
We will now be moving on to Program 5, the interview with newly ordained monks. Hello, Mingala Dhamma class. My name is Shamradi, and my Buddhist name is Jana Bali, which means power of concentration. Today, me and a Dhamma friend will be interviewing a few monks. So Hina Aung, could you please introduce yourself?
Hello, Minglaba. My name is Hain Leong, and my Buddhist name is Sukha Bala, which means Fire of Happiness. So, Sean Reddy, who are we going to interview first?
Before we begin the interview, I'd like to note that Shin is the Burmese word for a novice monk, Samanera, while the title Venerable is reserved for a fully experienced or fully ordained monk. Today we'll be interviewing 4 newly ordained monks. We will be beginning with Shin Jandabala. So Hina Aung, would you please begin?
Okay. Shin Janda Bala, can you please explain the meaning of your Buddhist name?
The meaning of my Buddhist name, Janda Bala, means power of love.
That's a great name, Shin Janda Bala. So, how many monks are at the temple with you?
There are 5 monks at the temple altogether. The Abba, Seattle, we call him Pompo, 3 temporary novice monks, and 1 temporary fully ordained monk.
Thank you for your answer. And how has your experience as a novice monk been, Shin Janda Bala?
My experience as a novice monk has been fun. I have enjoyed praying, learning, and spending time with the other novice monks. During our free time, we like to walk around, help clean the temple, and talk to each other. Being a novice monk is very different from regular life because we live in a simple and peaceful way.
Thank you so much for your answer. So, Sean Radhi, can you please interview your individual?
I will be interviewing Shin Idibala. So Shin Idibala, could you please explain the meaning of your name?
My name Itipala means power of spirituality.
That's a wonderful name. Shin Idibala, what is your daily routine as a novice monk at the temple?
My daily routine as a novice monk starts early in the morning when I wake up with the other monks. First, we eat breakfast together. Then we go with Pompon to pray and learn the basics of Buddhism. After that, we take a shower and get ready for lunch. Kind people bring us our lunch and we eat together. When lunch is over, we have a few hours of free time. We might talk with the people who brought us our food, who are often our family members. We can also study, take walks, or spend time with the other novice monks. At 6 p.m., we meet with Pompon again to learn more about Buddhism. We also meditate using our prayer beads for about 1 to 2 hours. Next, we go outside to help with yard work. Afterwards, we take another shower, then we return to chant with Pompon one last time before getting ready to go to bed.
1 to 2 hours is an impressive feat. Thank you so much for your answer.
Thank
Tina
you.
Ang, could you please begin with your interview?
So, Shin Santi Balat, can you please explain the meaning of your Buddhist name?
My Buddhist name is Santipala, which means the power of peace.
That's a great name as well, Shin Santi Balat. So, do you have fun as a novice monk?
Yes, I have fun being a novice monk.
Thank you for your answer. And what do you enjoy about it?
During prayers, I learn more about my culture and spend time with my 3 monk friends at the temple. I also enjoy lunchtime because kind people bring us food and serve our meals. At home, I have to make my own food, so I really enjoy that part of being a monk.
I can tell you really enjoy being a monk, especially because you wouldn't have to make your food all the time. And thank you for your answer. So, Sean Reddy, can you please interview the last individual?
The last interview for today is with Venerable Panya Bala. Venerable Panya Bala, could you please explain the meaning of your name?
The meaning of my name, Banya Bala, means the power of wisdom.
That's a wonderful name. Venerable Panya Bala, are you a fully ordained monk?
Yes, I am currently a fully ordained monk.
Well, what's your experience been like as a fully ordained monk?
Being a fully ordained monk has been very different from being a novice monk because I have more responsibilities. Even though this is my first time as a fully ordained monk, Pong Pong has been teaching me the most important rules, and I have been enjoying learning them.
And lastly, what is the biggest difference between a fully ordained monk and a novice monk?
The biggest difference between a fully ordained monk and a novice monk is that I am more like Popong. The difference is that Popong has been a fully ordained monk for 47 years, while I am only been one for 7 days. And another difference is that I'm able to eat with Popong while the other 3 novice monks cannot.
You could follow in Pompon's footsteps, but that's for you to decide. Thank you so much for your answers. We've learned a lot about what it's like to be a fully ordained monk. Thank you to everyone who joined today. We are near the end of our Dhamma class, so please put your hands together, mute your microphones, and repeat after me. Buddha Sasanam Chiram Titatu. May the Buddha's teachings last long. Buddha Sasanam Chiram Titatu. May the Buddha's teachings last long. Buddha Sasanam Chiram Titatu. May the Buddha's teachings last long. Sadhu, sadhu. That is all.